A very good evening, Team Zimbabwe. Maswera say, Masquera say. I'm back so that we talk about important matters. Remember, we had the elections on the 23rd of August 2023, and a lot of things are happening right now with the Citizens Coalition for Change rejecting the results which were announced by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. We have seen the electoral observation bodies actually declaring that these elections were not free, fair, credible, and they've cited intimidation amongst other irregularities. And Forever Associates of Zimbabwe has actually admitted that indeed they had desks which names were being recorded. But before we explore more, let us hear from the Fuzz leader speaking so that we get to the root of this matter.
The European Union actually called me for a discussion, and I did give them the green light, and we agreed we were going to meet. They never came, and SADC never actually made an effort. But we were surprised to see them highlighting that we, as Forever Associates Zimbabwe, intimidated voters. They are talking about our desks. Let me...
The exit desks.
Yes, the exit desks. Let me be very clear about those desks. Those desks, that's not a new thing to happen in any election. Globally, it's a trend, it's a phenomenon that is actually happening globally. If you go, for example, in this region, Southern African region, go to South Africa right now, you'll find a NCA putting their desk and their yellow colors on their desk. You find EFF coming in with their desk. You also find DA coming in with their blue, whatever, cloth on their desk. And the people are coming in to, because with those desks,
how do these desks function?
You have actually your voters roll in your desk. When you've got your voters roll, people come and then strike their names against the voters roll. Normally, it's only those who are your supporters. For example, some PFS cells, those who are in our cell structures are the ones who come. Of course, some may want to come. People are not forced to come to your desk. They come to your desk. They are not forced to come. They come, you laugh with them, you interact with them, you check in the voters roll. They go, they do their vote. When they are done, they come as an exit poll survey. They tell us, we have already voted. Okay, we strike. What those desks does is they assist us in terms of the pre-assessment of the result. We would then know what is the likelihood of the result that is coming. Of course, there's a margin of error, plus or minus a margin of error that would happen. But those desks, that is the purpose. It's done, globally it's done. In South Africa, like I said, theirs is actually 100 meters from the polling station. Our laws say it's 300 meters from the polling station. Before we even did that, we consulted with ZEC, by the way. We also consulted with legal practitioners if we are to violate any law. And they said, no, it's actually above the board. You are allowed to do
Wasn't that a source of conflict in the elections? Wasn't there any violence cited because of these particular desks?
No, it's just that.
So, Team Zimbabwe, if you listen from this guy actually speaking, this is the leader of Fuzz, and I'm going to respond to what he just said and indicate how their presence or how their actions affected the whole election. Remember that Fuzz did door-to-doors, intimidating voters, telling voters that Chaora Munu 2008 ichadzoka. That was their message, and none other than that. Myself, I faced Munwe Fuzz, and he told me clearly that it's not allowed to be a supporter of Nelson Chamisa. He promised to deal with me, and they actually came to my home, to my house at night. So when they set these desks, he mentions that they were using the voters roll. So you are meters away from the polling station. You have the voters roll, and in the voters roll, you are checking who is in the voters roll. It's me. And I've been told that if I vote for any other person, I'm going to be beaten. And I have gone to vote. If I have gone to vote and my name is crossed, it means Fuzz now have the information ZEC should have. And that alone, it creates a problem because I am going to be targeted. Just imagine, kuti pa polling station pangu pane vanhu kana kuti 300, and I get 200 votes from that 300. What it means is a bigger number of the people will be attacked, because remember, they are perceived people who are perceived to be the opposition, but they are known people could ZANU-PF. What it means is those who are perceived to be the opposition will be attacked first. My relatives will be attacked using the same voters roll right across Iroro. So there is nobody who is going to vote for me after aenda kunokanzeresa zita rake mvoters roll. Second issue he raises is the issue about the cell register. Remember that cell register ravanoshandisa ndo rimwe chete rinenge rabva kumasabhuku. Inini personally, I am forced to be in that register rasabhuku. What it means, if you are using the same register, I am in the cell register. So you are forcing me against my will. They have been forcing us against our will to be part of their cell registers, number one. Number two, to associate with whatever ZANU-PF is doing. So what this Fuzz guy is just confirming is that together with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, they colluded to use these desks, use the voters roll. Voters roll is a tool which is given to a candidate. I am the candidate. I am given the voters roll. Who gave Fuzz that voters roll? We using which mandate does ZEC give Fuzz a voters roll? Those are very important issues to take a look on, because he clearly mentioned that they were using voters rolls. He clearly mentioned that they agreed with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. Who gave him the voters roll? Why was the voters roll given to him? We have seen institutions going to court demanding my voters rolls, and they were denied that opportunity. The judges denied the CCC an opportunity to have the voters roll. So, in what capacity was Fuzz given the voters roll? That is very important. In what capacity was Fuzz setting up tables? Because he mentions that in South Africa it's done. But in South Africa it's done by political parties. Here in Zimbabwe it was being done by Fuzz. Why? In what capacity does Fuzz deploy agents at the polling stations, the same polling stations people are voting? So you have Fuzz agent akagara kunze, you have Fuzz agent akagara pa polling station as an agent of ZANU-PF. All those issues, they don't look at all those issues and understand how compromising their statements are. So you will see that whatever this guy has been saying, it exposes how this operation was done, especially in the rural areas where we had systematic voting. Because we can actually say, can we have an election, a free, fair, credible election, or a survey? Can we have a survey to take particular constituencies or areas with the run by either SADC or UN, and allow everybody to campaign, allow everybody to cast their vote freely and fairly, and see if the people are going to vote for the same candidates they voted for? Can we have a survey in the rural areas where intimidation was so high? Can we have that to say, let us have a survey of a few constituencies? For an example, can we have Mwenezi only? We run the campaigns freely and fairly and tell the people to vote. Can they confirm that they're going to get the same votes? It's no, they can't do that. Why? It's because they were coercing people. It's because they were forcing people to vote for them. I have so many relatives who actually reported to me saying, just because we visited your home, our names were written down, and we were told point blank. One of my agents was told point blank by my neighbor to say, iwewe ndatumwa kwauri nevakomana, that evil uri kubatwa reCCC, siya zvauri kuita. One of my polling agents was told that point blank. That is the reason why our polling agents hesitated to be part of the elections during that day. It's because of those intimidation tactics which are being used by Fuzz. And in this video, he confirms that indeed they were there doing illegal things. He can say we consulted and we were told that is legal, but that is not legal. Honestly speaking, that is not legal, because an election must be free, an election must be fair, An election must not be run by the people who have been intimidating people. There is no way first people must have the voters roll. No particular law should empower first people to have the voters roll anyway, using it to check apinda ndiani. That is the role of Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. So I think I've exhausted this issue. Let me just check a few comments here so that we conclude this episode. ZBC is just a ZANU-PF propaganda channel. Yes, I agree. Fuzz makafumurwa shame you. Team Fuzz sure zviri pachena kuti vaive vakatumwa. Wait happens you're lying shame. Dai Sadik yamboita one way Fuzz vomubvunzurudza chokwadi panobuda zvakawanda. They have been asked and a lot of things actually there's okay, you threaten people to vote for ZANU. Kwedu kumusha hanzi takachisidzirwa nevefazi ivava. Yes, that's true. That was happening. I am in the rural areas. I have been in the rural areas, and I know for sure that that was happening. It's not something we are speculating. The Fuzz is coming up with an excuse that's very dangerous to their relationship with the ruling party, and it's very clear that it's an intimidation strategy. Zvanzi panapa ZANU yakabira ndo zvinoshamisa zvacho kuti hatifanira kuvhotera watinoda zvakaoma. Yes, and we were told clearly that kuvhotera chamisa kuvhotera mutengesi, kuvhotera chamisa waunza hondo. That was their message. So what does that mean? So you'd see that we have to agree that Fuzz intimidated voters. Fuzz affected the way the people voted in the rural areas, particularly in the rural areas where intimidation was so rife, because mishaidi yakaparadza munhu anokuinga usiku, there's nothing you can do, and network kunenge kusina for you to be able to call others. So Team Zimbabwe, these are the issues we have seen happening. This is what Fuzz had to say. So Hans Panapans, what's the update on the backlog of the 9,000 needed to be uploaded online yesterday? I think the backlog was not about 9,000 because 7,000 plus had been uploaded or we had been actioned already. We had around 5,000 which were left by end of the day yesterday, and I believe that right now we are somewhere. I have not seen the actual final result, but my network was not permitting me to bring the available results so far, but I'll try. If I find time, I will bring them right on this platform. Thank you very much for coming. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on commenting, and also keep on sharing.